Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for this session. We are going to talk about A2A protocol. A2A protocol was released by Google just last week, and this is an extension on Model Context Protocol MCP. So MCP allows the agents to have access to tools, while A2A protocol allows for agents to communicate to each other. So we are going to talk about the agent to agent communication in today's session. And we are going to look at one aspect of A2A protocol. So in A2A protocol, there are lots of things like tasks, authentication, and lots of other pieces that there were, you can say, gaps in MCP and those which have been covered by A2A. But we are going to look at one aspect of it, which is the agent card. So if you go here, you will see this agent card. So agent card is basically a JSON format card which is published by the agents. It describes the capabilities, describes the skills, and also authentication mechanism that a particular agent follows. And that is used by the other agent in order to understand which agent can be leveraged for a specific task and how it can communicate with the remote agent. So in our demo today, we are going to use these four services. So we have explained that here in the blog. So we have a travel planner service, which is kind of coordinating our travel booking. But then we have flight agent, which is a separate service, a hotel agent, which is a separate service, a car agent, a separate service. And the travel planner service is coordinating across all these using their respective agent cards. How it works? So each of these agents, the travel planner has an agent card which specifies its capabilities, like it can plan a travel, and it takes a certain it takes the request in natural language. Similarly, flight agent has its own agent card which specifies the different capabilities that this agent has. Hotel agent has its own card which describes its capabilities, and then we have car agent with its own card which describes its capabilities, right? And what we are doing is we are sending a prompt to the planner. So let's take a look here. So we have started four services on this. So this is our, let's actually start all these services. So this is the flight agent that we have started. So this is one service. We have another service called hotel agent. We have another service called the car agent, and then we have the travel planner itself, right? So when we start the travel planner, what it does is it takes a look at the agent cards for all these different services, right? And once it finds the agent cards, it then shows that discovery is complete, right? So it takes a look at all the agent cards, and once it has all the agent cards, then when we send it the request which we are going to send from here, we are going to send a request like book a flight and hotel to Tokyo from Singapore for two people next week. This is a natural language request, right? We are communicating as if we were communicating to a human agent, and based on this it parses uh, that that communication, and then takes care of it, leverages the different agents that are there, or the different services and the agents that have been exposed to this service, right? And it leverages those agent cards in order to choose the right service and in order to send the request to the right service. So if we take a look here, let's actually send this request. So when we send the request, we see that the what it is doing is it has first started the agent discovery. So let's take a look here. We sent a request to book the flight for flight and hotel. It ran the discovery. It is taking a look at all the agent cards that it is aware of. So it has taken the agent cards from our flight booking system, our hotel reservation system, and our car rental system. Then based on that, it updates its registry content with all these different different agent cards. Now, based on the agent card, then it is going to leverage those agents. But before that, it has to parse what we have sent to it. So it uses this call on the local LLM. So if we take a look at that function here, so what it does is it sends a prompt to the large language model. That in this case, I have hosted the large language model on my own machine, but this could well be any language model, like maybe from Gemini or from OpenAI. Any of those language models can be used. And then we are sending a prompt in a way that it is able to identify the intent as well as the entities for each intent. So what we mean by intent and entities is, intent is to search flights or book flights or search hotels and book hotels. Those are intents. And for those intents, to fulfill those intents, there are certain entities, like you want to know the origin, destination, departure date, return date. So origin, we are when we sent this request, book a flight and hotel to Tokyo from Singapore, right? So it knows that the origin is Singapore and destination is Tokyo, because that is kind of clear. Like when we have specified, when we send this sentence to the language model, it is able to see that this is the origin, and we have asked it to fill those entities or extract those entities. So origin has been extracted, the destination has been extracted. In order to get the departure date and return date, so we have this for from Singapore, and this is for next week. We have not specified uh, uh, we have not specified when we are going to come back, but we have specified when we want to go. So we want to go next week, but what does next week look like? What is the exact date? So in order to find that, we have mentioned that in the prompt, that you can take the date, that is today's date, and then you can use that to resolve the relative dates. Like next week, you can resolve accordingly, right? So based on this, it finds what the intent looks like. So if you take a look here, so the intent is, intents are search flights and book flights. The entities include this origin of Singapore, destination of Tokyo, departure date of 20th April. Today is 13th April, so around 7 days after today. And then we don't have a return date. We have number of passengers, which is two, right? So all of this has been taken care of. Now, what we want to do is, you're seeing that the intent based on our sentence, it should have also taken the hotel booking as an intent, but it has not been able to find that, which is a possible issue with our prompt, or with the LLM itself. But most likely our prompt, we can modify the prompt in order to get that intent and optimize that prompt, right? But for the purposes of this demo, book flights and search flights is enough. So then we get the intent, we extract the entities. Based on those intent, we are now looking at our agent cards. So in the agent cards, we have the search flights intent in one of the agent cards, and that agent card is sitting with search flight service, right? So we understand what the payload looks like for that intent card, what that payload, what the payload looks like for that endpoint. So we are sending that payload, and we get a response from it. So we searched the flights, we got the flights, then we sent the book flight for a certain flight, and we got that done, right? So this was based on the card that was shared and discovered by this agent. So it knows uh, where the service lies, and then based on its understanding of intents, it knows which service it has to call. So it called the service, and then finally we were able to successfully book our flight, right? So this demo highlights the power that agent cards in a specific structure empower different agents to coordinate the tasks that would otherwise be difficult to do, or be difficult to do deterministically. Here, you're specifying what capabilities a certain service has, and those capabilities are exposed through their agent card. Similarly, you can imagine in an enterprise there may be tons of services, each with its own agent card, and based on the agent card and based on the intents, it can then take the decision in order to call a certain service to accomplish that task. So this code is all available to you on GitHub. You can take a look at that. Note that we are not currently adhering to the exact specification that A2A protocol has, because that includes certain things and we have not studied the entire specification yet. But we wanted to emphasize on the broader idea that A2A brings and the concept that it brings. And I hope that concept is very clear from this demo. Let us know in the comments, and feel free to contribute to the repository if you think something can be improved. Over the next few days, we will anyway be looking more deeply into the A2A specification, and we will be making changes or building new demos in order to highlight other concepts. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned.